poly.
What you think, man?
I've been in the polyamory lifestyle. I can't even say lifestyle because it's not a lifestyle. It's a way of loving, not a way of living. I've been polyamorous for about 10 years now.
Okay.
And the mindset for me is mentally, I think I've been polyamorous longer than actually practicing it because I've always felt that this monogamy just doesn't fit for me.
Right.
I don't understand why I have to only love one person or why I can only show affection for one person. Where is this written? Why do I have to go along with what the societal standard is supposedly is?
Right.
And then the problem comes when you love somebody too much. When you let yourself love somebody too much,
and they don't love you the same.
It's not even matter whether they love you back or not. They can love you back, but it's still unhealthy to love somebody that much. Which I understand that ideology of that. Well, I can't have. I might as well. I've been there. I know that. But at the same time, you have to realize, what your culpability is in a relationship going, however it went. You start thinking about, well, damn, I did this, I did this, I did this, I did this. So, you can love somebody too much. And then, see, this complicates things for us men because we already have a hard time forming those emotional attachments. You already told, don't do that.
The missing link then goes back to a time before we even thought, why doesn't my father like me? Is that a protection for me?
Right.
Or is that the way he was raised? Or maybe somebody hugged him one day, a man hugged him. I'm not saying this is what happened, but I'm just saying we got
but there are things that could have happened that absolutely that caused him to be the way he is.
Made him feel weird, needed.
Right.
So the things that we think are sometimes a rejection or a lack may have been a protection.
And most of the time they are. Like absolutely. So if we don't understand that, all we know is a rejection.
But see, what I understand with my father,
men were going to jail, killing each other, and then now we got bisexual, then we got gays, now we got transgender. So with all of that going on, the purpose of that was removing the black man, the black male from the household. Okay? So with him not being in the household, she's getting the welfare, or she's out there in the workforce, forced to take care of herself, and if she have children, to take care of the children alone. Whether he's in jail, whether he's dead, whether he's bisexual, whether he's gay, whatever. The black male was removed from the home, and black woman was forced to provide for the children, for herself.
You're missing one other thing that removes black male from the home. That's white women. Because after a while, it was run on black men, white women. Yeah, white women. At one point, black men, they just had to have a white woman, no matter what their social economical status was. White women was the way to go. And so that pulled a lot of black men out of the house.
Damn, I sure missed that. I mean, I know Rick James, I know, you hit it. I just didn't think of that as a major absence of the black man. So
being a provider means so many things.
Right.
It means put you in a house. It means I got your back. It means we're doing this together. It means I'm not gonna walk away when things get hard. That's providing, right? I'm gonna provide emotional protection so that you can, I'll be present for you when you don't feel like you can be there for yourself or whatever, so there's so much more definition to the thing, right? And even on the flip side, looking at, men with kids, right? I remember I did not want a man who had kids. And I was about 25 when I met my ex-husband and stuff like that.
All right. What's happening with you? Wednesday night. I'm telling y'all, these nights come quicker and quicker and quicker. But welcome to the Speak on It podcast. That thing blurry. Hold on a moment. Okay. All right. Let's try this again. All right, now I can see. Welcome to the Speak on It podcast, 2K24. Like I say, these weeks are coming by so quick. And no, I'm not going to do news tonight. I'm going to say that because there's a lot of hip hop things going on. I'm going to say that to the hip hop podcast, which is next Wednesday. So I'm going to pretty much just jump right in it tonight. Topic. Now, we often hear, this is the topic of the night. Basically, it's saying, and my wording was trying to be politically correct, but basically it's saying, should the baby daddy still support and take care of the baby mama if they done broke up? We're not talking about the child. That's an understood given. But should he still make sure the baby mama is straight, as they say? Her bills caught up, she's home. And we know that certain parents, certain couples have that bond, that relationship. But I'm saying just on an average, regular, we dated, we made a child, we broke up. Should that man still be trying to pay rent, car notes, electric? And majority of the time, if he's a black man, 70 to 80% of them are already on child support. So if on child support, you and the baby mama break up, should you still be taking care of your child's mother if y'all break up? Now a lot of people say and stick by a guy gonna always mess with his baby mom. And like I said, that's the biggest untold truth that you can think of. I know when it comes to me, because once it's over, it's over. And a lot of people think like that. Once it's over, it's over. And mine is not necessarily I hate it. It's just over. And so anybody walking around here thinking, and it's still females that believe that the guy they dating could have a child by somebody, and she forever hating that person that he has that child by, thinking that he still wants. Especially look at them. That insecurity set in. They not doing good in their relationship. The baby mama look better than the girlfriend or the wife or whatever. It's crazy. I'm waiting on my co-host. One moment. Okay, so the topic was, which it started going viral, of men saying that a man is not a real man if he don't take care of his baby mom. And so I just wanted to know what people actually thought about that. I mean, I don't get it because I just, like I said, I feel like once it's over, it's over. You know, you take care of the child, you know, spend time with the child, take care of the child, do your part as a parent, as a father. Y'all get a nice little co-parenting understanding, boundaries with your the mother of your child, and move on. All of that, paying rent, paying the electric, paying all that. And so that biggest myth of all, like I said earlier, is a man gonna always mess with baby mama, or gonna always want the baby mama, or vice versa. The first child a woman have her baby by, she's gonna always want him. Those are the biggest myths. I mean, I don't know where it came from. Maybe that worked in the 60s and 70s, but in the 90s and 2000s, you know, maybe, I don't know, I guess that may would work if it was long-term relationships, maybe. But even with that, if you got sense enough, it's a reason why that relationship ended and you got out of it. So I don't get that. So that never worked with me. Co-parent, be there for the child, and you know that baby mama is just, you know, baby mama, someone you had a child with. Like I said, I don't go as far as now. I disagree with the guys that's walking around hating them, but we never know what happened. Then I think a lot of times the guys who saying they're gonna always take care of the baby mama, usually it's more than likely, and I didn't really do the research, but more than likely, I think those are the guys who got caught messing around, that messed up the relationship. So they feel obligated to take care of her. Now, the world we live in now, and even back then, because I used to hear my aunts and things, they didn't want to accept money from guys. They didn't want guys, you know, certain guys to do things for them because there's going to be something in return. If they give you something, they're going to want something in return. So my aunts was like, they didn't accept things from guys, money or nothing. They wanted to pay them. If they had a flat, if they needed a water tank or something installed, they would always pay the guy because they didn't want something in return. Not saying that all baby daddies who still take care of their baby mamas are messing around with them, but you know, I mean, especially when you get in another relationship, So it's to me, it's crazy that they said that, and then it had nerve to start going viral, and it was sent to me. What do you think about it? And I said, okay, I'll chime in on it. But this was the initial video that went around, and then there's quite a few guys who actually supports the I'm gonna take care of my baby mama because she had my child. And in certain cultures and religions, they believe in that. On American soil, like I said, if you go back to, I'm gonna say Big Mama in them days, and I really don't, so back in the days, like I said, with Big Mama and them coming up, maybe Mom and Daddy now, I don't know. But the new generation is not a connection like that per se to your baby mama because okay, trying to see what's going with the echoing and things. So I'm trying to see if it's going to come back up. It's like a minute delay, minute and a half delay. Okay, I think I figured it out, but I'm gonna see. But yeah, so should a man be obligated to provide for his child's mother when they break up? And like I say, in certain cultures, and I know my Muslim friend, when he and I were talking one day a while ago, and I was talking about breakups, and he said, "Man, she gave you a whole child. Man, you got to take care of her. She gave you a whole child." But he doesn't have children. And so when you break up, they're just not the same. Depends on how you broke up. I mean, but usually breakups be, okay, this is it. You go your way, they go their way, and you get it how you live. Baby mama get down all up. You send items over there for your child. It's kind of like that Church's Chicken. I mean, not the Church Chicken. I think it was Popeye. No, McDonald's. The dad went and brought his child some food and let her other kids, starve. I mean, not starve, but didn't bring them nothing from McDonald's. And I had mixed feelings about it, but hell, I think she had like 4 kids. The price of a Happy Meal today is like $10, so he would have been out of unexpected, you know what I'm saying, $40, you know, just to take the kids something to eat. So the brothers who saying they still take care of baby mamas, I understand if the current girlfriend or wife have a problem with it. It's kind of like that guy who still takes care of his mother when he's in a relationship. Once you have an immediate family, your funds and everything should go into your immediate home. So I just never really looked at it until this thing went viral. So this was the guy talking about it, and this is what they sent me to chime on. Check it out.
Over $40,000 in his account, and his baby mother was struggling. He didn't put his baby mother on to the scams or nothing. And I'm like, what I would have did as a real nigga, regardless of how you feel about your baby mama, you perpetrating had kids with her twice. So you know what type of woman you got. Y'all family. You in it, regardless. She taking care of your kids. And she's doing the best job she can with the little resource that she have. What I would have did, I would have paid her rent for the whole year and look at it like, now she's off my ass. You really can't say nothing to me. Even though women gonna say something, you really can't. You still have your job. You not paying no rent. You can do this for the kids and everything, though, if you really still want to be petty. But why you not paying the helping your baby mother out and everything, though? In which I understand. I get it, but sometimes I don't get it because it's like, bro, like.
He get it, but sometimes he don't get it. Okay, that sounds like a deadbeat. Now, if he's a deadbeat and he hasn't been doing anything, he come across some money in a scam or however he said, you know you haven't been getting Pampers, you know you haven't been buying school clothes, you know you haven't been going to doctor's appointments, you know you haven't been missing work, putting forth an effort to 100% be there for the child. Let's just say you 2-3 months you wasn't able to do anything. You get some money, I can see you doing something, doing something then. But him saying pay the rent up for a year and all that, I just don't see it. You both made the baby, and as long as you're in that child's life, not being just a provider, which sitting here when she calls, they need this, they need that. No, but actually being in that child's life, catching some of the steps, catching some of the first words, catching some of the plays at school, getting them more than just the designated time or the court appointed time that you should have that child. If you're doing all that, with the baby mamas, to me, it's get it how you live. You know what I'm saying? So I just see it different. And some guy was saying that most of them just have their hands out anyway. So it's an interesting topic. But me personally, I feel like once that relationship is over, it pretty much need to be over. Because these days, with all the cheating going on, social media, trust issues are out of the water. And yes, that's your child's mother, but now it's so many baby moms, so many baby daddies, till it's not a glorified per se sacred thing anymore. So when you first have that child, yeah, but your first child, baby mama, it don't work. There's so many opportunities and things. So if you still stuck on your baby daddy or baby mama in today's time when there's so many other people out there, but I understand a lot of people don't want to become a statistic either. And so they'll still, his songs out. I can't get over my first love. You know what I'm saying? No, as long as it'll be my first love, So I get it. I just never had to go through that. And as far as child support, never really, never dealt with that. And I pretty much was always kind of there, you know what I'm saying, for mine, in one way or another. So we had a cool relationships. I don't think none of mine, we don't hate each other. Had cool relationships, but taking care of them, making sure they're straight. I don't know. I'm kind of mixed on that. I know I don't do it, and I don't, plan on doing it. Mine had to understand. We all had to understand. Once it's over, it's over, and I preach that pre-breakup. You know what I'm saying? And the way I live, once it's over, it's over. I'm a kind of easy to move on type of person. I'm gonna stay in it, and when we break up, it's over. Cause I'm gonna try to save it if it's my fault. But once it's ended and we both say it's over, and we say, you sure? I'm good. Because when she leave my sight, I'm automatically figure she was somebody else. So I'm good. I'm good on that. Now, you have a lot of brothers that's not good with that. And I'm gonna play a few videos that's showing that, and then I'm gonna elaborate and give my thoughts on it. Repeat this one.
Question was, would I be able to date a man that supports his baby mama financially? And I mean, what kind of woman is she? Is she the type of woman that don't want to work, that ain't trying to get a job, ain't trying to make her own money, don't have her own hustle, and you just support her financially because she brought your child in the world? Or is she the type of woman that's gonna call you when she needs you, under those kind of circumstances? And to answer that question, I mean, it just all depends on what the circumstances is. If she just a shithead baby mama and she just ain't trying to do nothing but dig in your pockets, I don't think I'd be able to do that, because I don't want that hanging over my head. Anytime she wants to, she could just pull and tug on you and you gonna jump because that's your baby mama. I don't think I'd be able to deal with that. But if it's on some when she needs you type of vibes, then that's cool, whatever, because it is what it is. Everybody needs a little help.
And so I kind of feel what she's saying to a degree. And that's how a lot of women are going to think about a guy who supports or still take care of his baby mama. And today is so much jealousy. There's so much envy. There's so much untrust in relationships alone, till it wouldn't really work. I don't see that really working per se. And if it does, it's because she still likes the baby dad. And because as we saw last week on the topic about cheating, a lot of females want their lick back. So they'll let him go over there and talk to that baby mama and go over there, supposed to pick up the son, but stay gone hour and a half, 2 hours. She gonna do the same thing with her baby daddy, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. So that you got to kind of watch how you move when you doing that. And then again, it could be innocent, because I know if I had to deal with mine, it'll be strictly innocent, because I have no desire to even think about being close to them again, in a sexual or a relationship, a dating relationship manner. That's not a thing of mine. I don't believe in going back, So, but yeah, it's gonna be hard for a man to maintain a relationship if he's financially taking care of his baby mama. especially if there's things that the girlfriend, especially if they live in, the wife, things they want. If they want certain things and they're trying to get things elevated, you guys have children yourselves, and then some of your money that you guys could be elevating with is going over to an ex. Because all that girlfriend or wife see is that she's your ex. And then and you're gonna hear, well, what if I was still doing such and such with her baby daddy or her ex? You're gonna hear it again. You know what I'm saying? So in that situation, you just kind of have to move. You know, you got to watch how you move. So yeah. So me personally, I don't think it's a good thing to do. There should be, and if you have to, and your significant other that you're serious with have an understanding on why you're supporting your ex or your baby mom. But like I say, all she sees is an ex. So if you guys have an understanding about you supporting your ex, and a lot of them may say, I'm doing this for the child. That's what co-parenting is. And if she loses her job and can't keep the lights on, if I have a house and my lights are on, my child can come stay with me, because my main concern is the child, not the baby mama. Okay, so let the child come stay with me, and when you get back on your feet, he can come back over there. You know what I'm saying? She can come back over there. But as far as me taking care of her financially, I just don't see. I can't. I just don't see me doing it. And I'm probably gonna say that every time. You're gonna hear me say I don't see me doing it. But then my cousin, he brought up a fact that your child is living there, so why shouldn't you contribute still to that household? And then my thing is, like I say, majority of the black males are going to be on child support anyway. So for him to still be taking care of something, then ladies, y'all got to look at, if a man is still supporting you financially, especially paying rent, keeping the lights on, at some point he gonna try to set some type of rules over there. He don't want this person spending the night. You know what I'm saying? And if he can spend the night over there, he can pay this rent. You know, he can pay his mortgage. So he can pay that car note. He can keep the electric on. You know. And now what I have done, and this was my last baby mama before I got in this relationship that I'm in now, before I got married. The deal that I did was this long time ago, and we split up. Since I removed myself and my income from the household, I dedicated and we agreed that I would pay 3 months of everything still in the house. You know what I'm saying? Even though I just got my own place, I'm paying my bills, 3 months. You know, of electric, cable, and electric, cable, I think internet or something, because the child was still there. And when my 3 months was up, you know, you got 3 months to get yourself together. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's whoever you seeing, whether it's getting another job, whether it's whatever, I gave her 3 months. And after my 3 months, that was it. So when it was time to pay that light bill after my 3 months was up, I didn't pay it. And then I think after that, I think they give you 2 to 3 months before they shut you off back then. Now they shut you off and you a penny behind. but but yeah, I paid for 3 months. Everything that I was paying at the house, I paid for 3 months after I left. And that's about the best I can do. But for somebody to sit down and take care now, I do know older cats, uncles, that would break up with their wives and still pay car note and rent. And notice I said wives. This wasn't just boyfriend, girlfriend, living, baby mamas. These were wives. And whether that was to keep from getting on alimony or whatever, I don't know. Just know when they would break up, they would still pay the house note, and they still paid the car note and insurance. Because I would hear them talk to their partners and things about it. Yeah, I still just hate that. We'll be glad when she get a better job, and all that stuff. So back in the day that worked, but as generations go down, I feel like we became more selfish, and that's why women became more independent, because they realized I have this child, and that man wasn't gonna take care of them. The guys got watered down, especially the newer generation. They're not trying to work. They're not trying to work. There's plenty of you can go online now, go to different stores. Now you're gonna see help wanted signs everywhere. People don't want to work. The young generation not trying to work. So when we became a more selfish generation, men, when they break up, they go on, and the key is to outshine your previous relationship. Date up, not down. You see what I'm saying? So when that phrase started coming around, which was mid 90s, early 2000s, date up, not down. And so it's more of a, you never find somebody like me, you know what I'm saying, type of deal that went around. So they understood, the newer generation understands once it's over, it's over. Now, the ones I feel like that linger around in it still kind of like the baby mama. It wasn't no closure in the breakup. He was the reason that they broke up. And that's that relationship that you have to look out for, because they may get back together. She probably dated somebody, he with her, but how we know whether it's a rebound relationship, So hold on. So yeah, it's different factors that weigh in with that baby daddy paying the bills. You got to watch that. You got to watch that baby mama that's sending cash apps. You know what I'm saying? You got to watch that. Not that you want them hating each other. You don't want them hating each other. But hell, you don't want them friendly either. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of a lose-lose, a catch-22 situation. Because if she's dating someone and constantly sending money to help the baby daddy pay his car note, the baby daddy pay his electric bill, the baby daddy pay his car insurance, the baby daddy get him something to eat, that ain't no relationship I want to be in. So I don't know. It's just, but I noticed the younger, as the generation get younger, they tolerate more. They don't have as much dignity, self-pride, and self-respect as the generation before them. It's like every time a generation go down, they get more soft, more watered down, till things that would bother my dad, granddad, me, and my brother wouldn't bother the generation, I'm gonna say the 30 and unders. You know what I'm saying? They don't care. I'm 34 and under, they'll tolerate more crap than the 35 pluses. You know what I'm saying? And I've heard the women say, "Well, yeah, I'm gonna call Jason's dad, which is Jason, the little baby, his dad. He'll give us the money to do such and such." Don't you know if Jason giving them the money, Jason's dad giving them the money to do such and such, to pay the light bill, to pay the rent, or whatever? Don't you know when he get a chance, he gonna ask her for a favor, and 8 times out of 10 is gonna be a sexual favor. So if you want to expose your relationship to that, you know, and like I say, sometimes it's innocent, but you just don't want to have to think that, because like I say, usually if somebody do something for you, especially these days, there's an agenda. If I do this, they're gonna want that. They're gonna want something in return. Peep this video.
Who comes first, the baby mama or the wife with whom you have no children with?
I don't
wife.
care.
It's still the wife.
All right, explain why, SD.
It don't matter. You become one with your wife.
Thank you.
Your baby mama, that's your baby mama. Now you handle your business with your kid, and a woman that goes into the life of a man like that, you should not have to go in there and set boundaries. He should already have the boundaries set already when you
Let's
get
go!
there.
And that's how majority of people think. Going into a relationship with a man who's taking care of his baby mama, you setting it's a possibility you're setting yourself up, man. A strong possibility that you setting yourself up for a failed relationship. You know, so, you know, and like people say, to each his own, because I'm talking about his people was diehard arguing on that post. You know, and I'm like, is that serious? But yeah, I'm gonna take care of mine, a real man, you know. But that somebody posted this photo and it said real men should want to see his shouldn't want to see. Like, real men should want to see his baby mama struggling if she's struggling with your kid. Should want. They meant to say shouldn't want. The grammar on social media. But yeah, a real man shouldn't want to see his baby mama struggling if she's raising a kid. That's why you make sure you're not struggling. So if she hit a down patch, you get the child. That don't what you like. She get a down a down patch because the child's living with her, and then here you go, got to take out of your household and go take care of somebody else's household. I just don't that just don't even make no kind of sense at all. You know what I'm saying? And I've been trying to wrap my head around, because I like to prove myself wrong, because I got some messed up thoughts. And so I try to prove myself wrong, because I like change, you know. I like different understanding. And like I say so many times on here, I thirst for knowledge. But I can't put sense to a man taking care of his baby mama, especially if he's in a relationship. Definitely not if he's married. I'm trying to see it and I can't. You know what I'm saying? No matter how many times I clean my glasses out, I just cannot see that being healthy in a current relationship. And like I say, many relationships struggle because of the baby daddy being a mama's boy. So if that woman or wife is complaining, a girlfriend wife complaining about him doing too much for his mother, how you think she's gonna feel about him doing something for his baby mama, which all she sees is an ex? You know, I mean, I'm trying to make it make sense, and I can't. So I was like, let me just chime in a little bit on this. Now, let's see. This is the one here. This video I'm about to play here. This one kind of, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of crazy. And usually I kind of gravitate a little bit more to the guy side of things. but I kind of felt where she was coming from per se. But check it out.
So you paid your baby mama rent?
What you mean?
Why you pay your baby mama rent?
Man, come on, don't start this shit. What you mean?
Why you pay your baby mama rent? She got a job.
Dude, that's my motherfucking baby mama, dude.
Yeah, but she has a job.
I'm gonna make sure my baby.
But she still
Listen, I'm not finna argue with you about my baby mama.
It don't matter.
I'm gonna always make sure my baby mama's straight.
Okay, making sure she's straight. You pay her.
She got my kid. If she need anything from me, I'm gonna make sure she's straight. What are you talking about?
You pay her $3,000 in child
Listen, I'll pay her water bill. I'll give her money. That's my baby mama. I will never see her out here bad.
$3,000 a month.
She got my kid.
And she continue to doubt.
I take care of you too. Why you tripping?
At the end of the day, you want to see her.
But then that's still my baby mama though.
Okay, but you not taking care of
That's
your
still my baby.
household.
What you mean? Come on, don't do that. You know I take care of my household. Do not fucking do that.
Okay,
Yes, I
so
can't believe you.
You must continue. You care about her. It's one thing to
I
care about
listen.
your kid. I love your kid. 10 toes down. I love your kid like mine. But at the end of the day, though, you already paid.
At the end, that's still my baby
$3,000
mama. So
still
stop
pay her
tripping
rent.
though. Like, come on,
No,
don't do.
she do that because she
Listen.
know that she
I ain't got
did.
time to argue with you about
then
that.
okay,
That's my baby mama. I'm gonna make sure my baby mama straight, okay?
You better
She
see
got
your
my
baby-
whole
you better
kid.
see your baby mama
If
straight.
you can't handle that, then
better
you,
see your
hey, if you
kid
can't handle that, we
straight.
can't be
You better see your
together.
mama straight. You better see your kid straight.
I'm making sure they both straight.
Oh,
All right, so you gotta deal with that shit.
But you don't take care of here though.
What you listen? I'm not finna argue with you. I'm done.
Well, no,
I'm done arguing with you.
You know what I'm saying? So I see a lot of relationships going left like that with this baby daddy taking care of the baby mama thing. That's just how I see it. And he paid, and according to that, I don't know if it was it or not, but according to that, he's on child support. He paying child support and still paying bills at his baby mama's house. And you could tell by the way they were talking that their relationship probably is kind of fresh, you know, and because he made the statement she couldn't deal with him paying his baby mama's bills, she can get out of the relationship. And so me personally, like I say, I just can't see I don't see that being healthy in nobody's relationship. I feel like once you break up, whether you have a child by them, whether you have 3 kids by them, once it's over, it's over. It's your job and obligation to take care of the children you helped create. All this taking care of baby mom stuff, that's for the birds. You know what I'm saying? So they can say you weak, they can say whatever, but I just don't see any real woman allowing her man, because women are selfish. Shit, men selfish. And jealous. You know what I'm saying? Like they say, we serve a jealous God for those that's religious. That woman is gonna want that 100%. He's gonna want that 100% of you. And one of my uncles told me when he saw that when I started procreating and everything, he said, once you have your immediate family, he said, you don't need to take care of mom and daddy no more. That money is for you and your family. He said, and don't do for them at all, but run it by my significant other. You know, I couldn't just take $1,000 out of the house and give it to mom and them without my significant other knowing. You know, so, and he preached that to me. I might have been 22, 23. And so once you have an immediate family that taking care of the baby mama or taking care of your mama and daddy and them, that pretty much slowly comes to a halt. I ain't saying don't do nothing for them at all, but it's time to limit things. Like they say, you have to set boundaries, especially when it comes to the baby mama. And the guys who want to take care of the baby mamas are making all baby daddies kind of look bad, because that's going to create that narrative that men still kind of like their baby mamas. And like I say, that's not the case. Just like women will argue all day that they don't like baby daddies. Now, some of them, it just depends on the relationship, how it ended, how that person turned out to be. So that's not true. I'm first to say that's not true. For anybody who believe that the first person you made love to, you're gonna forever want them. These days you'll be forgotten. You say, who was the first? It might be the first one you liked. so yeah, that last skit, I played, that girl, if it's a skit, that girl's a good actor because she put her heart in that. And the baby daddy thing is crazy, man. So I don't support it. I just feel like take care of that child, have a healthy co-parenting relationship. And that's basically it in a nutshell, because it's too many trust issues. There's too many ways to, and people don't want to waste time these days because time is short, and the shorter time is, the more valuable it becomes. So people don't want to get in a relationship wanting you 100%, 98%, 80% to themselves. They understand, like the lady in the skit, she said she loved the guy's kids like they're hers, and she said she's 10 toes down for them. But the baby mama thing, and that goes back to the Love and Hip Hop Jock situation. Jock got a baby on his girl. The baby is now old enough to come around. Jock wants the baby mama and his wife to communicate for the sake of the child. She's not with it. The wife is not with it. She wants no part of it. She feels like he needs to take care of that part and leave her out of it. And at first I was like, yeah, but I'm learning that nowadays the baby mamas, the wives, a lot of them don't want to deal with each other, period. They more like, just respect me. You handle what you need to handle, leave me out of it, respect me. I even had a case where the wife tried to reach out to her baby daddy's girl, and no part of it. So you have ones that wants to, okay, and those be the ones who completely over. Like me, I had no problem with the wife meeting, talking to, and however they got along, that ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm good. Just don't bring no drama around me, because I hate drama, period. So but with me reaching out like that, the wife tried to reach out and no part. Oh, thinking it's a threat, trying to call the police, like each other. But the one who extend was what they're calling now the olive branch. That means she ain't got nothing to do. No feelings, no nothing for the baby dad. Just like with me and the baby mama. No feeling whatsoever. Can see him speak. It's no big deal. It's no hate. It's no fight. It's no look at who he with type deal with, certain ones. But you have to get to that level. And when it was no closure, I feel like those are the ones that struggle with moving on. And the one you're dating can kind of tell when there's a struggle with moving on from your ex. Just pay attention to the signs. Maybe when their names come up, maybe they ask you certain questions and you get upset when they ask you the question. You know, just certain signs you can, you know, which make you wonder why when you come around and you're neutral, you're good, that other person feeling some type of way and angry and looking upside your head. It's the signs, the keys, the response that that person that's in that relationship with them are giving the ones that they're in the relationship with. And so it has nothing to do with you. You think everything fine is over. You done moved on to bigger and better. You done dated up. You done married up. You done fucked up. You know, you done elevated and would never go back, even regret that you even was in the relationship you were in. How did I get here? I must was in a down spot of my life. But I know why, you know, majority of the times I know why I got in the relationships that I got in, and each time it was I was going through, you know, different things. 5% Nation of Islam, I was different. Trying to mature from a boy to a man, I dated different. Then once I got established and was living on my own, I had another vision. And then with me being a Gemini, we kind of get bored a little quick also. So I would throw that in too. But it was always what's next, what's better, you know what I'm saying? Until you find, when you find who you look for and what you're looking for, you know, your vision kind of becomes steady. You know what I'm saying? So, but all the myths about them wanting the baby mamas and the baby mamas still hooked on the baby daddies, that comes with how they communicate. And so once again, you have to set boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Because if you marry him, you're gonna be in that that lady, the baby mama is gonna be in your life. And vice versa. The wife is gonna be in the baby mama's life. So that's why people of today, the newer generation that's trying to have something and trying to be something, they are really now being more particular about who they date, who they decide to lay down and procreate with. And that's one of the positive things that I'm seeing a slight trend, but it's amongst the ones that's trying to have something, the ones that then set a career, whether they went to college or not, online school or whatever. But the ones who setting goals and trying to reach goals, they are being more particular of who they decide to lay down and procreate with. And I have been seeing that lately. So that's one positive thing that's coming out of with the younger generation. And it's mostly the women who's saying, I'm not just going to lay down with anybody. You know what I'm saying? And so that's a good thing. And it's also why a lot of men and women are deciding not to date people that have children, because it's so much going on just to stay afloat in today's society anyway. And for you to have to worry about, is the baby mama DMing him something, you know, she lonely tonight, you know what I'm saying? And she's single or in and out of relationships, okay? And vice versa. Is he getting bored at the house and decide that Texas is the baby mama? You know, did they have good time together? Is it a reminisce? How long were they dating? It's just so much that could be going on to this. Why I just feel like communication and taking care of their household, I just don't feel like that's a healthy thing to do. It's not healthy. I mean, I don't care how many conversations and understanding you guys have. In the world today, the drug issues are too out there for you to be taking care of your baby mama household. I was talking to somebody, I think they were in either New York or Dallas, somewhere. But anyway, they had a 1-bedroom studio apartment. And they were paying right at $2,000, a little over $2,000. Right at $2,000. And I was like, so just imagine if you and your significant other living in a household where y'all paying $2,000 for a 1-bedroom studio apartment, and your significant other helping either the baby daddy or the baby daddy helping his baby mama pay bills at their place. I mean, it just don't make sense today, is what I'm saying. It's like the bills are high enough. And for guys, oh, I'm gonna take care of my baby mama regardless, then he might well just go live with her. I'm just saying, if she go take care of him and pay his car note and help him with his car insurance, she might well drive his shit. Don't drive mine. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, that's just the craziest thing to me. And I can't even believe that this thing is trending like it is today. You know, I just can't believe that something like that is trending, because it's hard enough being in a relationship and surviving today. You know, everybody hollering about what you're bringing to the table. It takes 2 incomes to live. So if that's the case, y'all living in a household together with 2 incomes, and then you taking out of the house to give to your baby mama, and this guy was paying child support. She said he pays over $3,000 in child support, and he's still paying this woman's rent. Now, that's how the argument went. And for those, you know, if you missed it, this is the video talking.
What you mean?
Why you pay your baby mama rent?
Man, come on, don't start this shit. What you mean?
Why are you paying your baby mama rent? She got a job.
Dude, that's my motherfucking baby mama, dude.
I don't care, but she has a job.
I'm gonna make sure my baby.
But she still
Listen, I'm not finna argue with you about my baby mama.
It don't matter.
I'm gonna always make sure my baby mama straight.
Okay, making sure she's straight. You pay her child.
She got my
You pay her
kid. If she need anything from me, I'm gonna make sure she's straight. What are you talking about?
You pay her $3,000 in child
Listen, I'll pay her water bill. I'll give her money. That's my baby mama. I will never see her out here bad.
$3,000 a month.
She got my kid.
And she continue to doubt.
I take care of you too. Why you tripping? But then that's still my baby mama though.
Okay, but you not taking care of
That's
your
still my baby.
household.
What you mean? Come on, don't do that. You know I take care of my household. Do not fucking do that.
Okay,
Yes, I
so
can't believe you.
You must continue. You care about her. It's one thing to
I
care about
listen.
your kid. I love your kid. 10 toes down. I love your kid like mine. But at the end of the day, though, you already paid.
At the end, that's still my baby
$3,000
mama. So
still
stop
pay her
tripping
rent.
though. Like, come on,
No,
don't do.
she do that because she
Listen.
know that she
I ain't got
did.
time to argue with you about
Okay,
that.
okay,
That's my baby mama.
Go
I'm gonna make sure my baby mama straight, okay? She got my whole kid. If you can't handle that, then if you can't handle that, we can't be together.
Mama straight, you better see your kid straight.
I'm making sure they both straight.
Oh,
All right, so you gotta deal with that shit.
But you don't take care of here though.
What you listen? I'm not finna argue with you. I'm done.
Well, no,
I'm done arguing with you.
I'm just saying. So when that topic started going viral, and they inboxed me about it, that's a whole nother topic I want to talk about. When they inboxed that, I was like, okay, let me give my opinion on it, because I watched it, I listened, I saw the topic, I went and read all the comments that was coming under there, and it's a lot of guys that's agreeing with taking care of the baby mom. Now, my question is, once that baby mama get a man that's gonna live with him and move in, and that he's gonna see driving her car and she driving his car, and when he go to the gas station, he's the guy pumping the gas. Will he stop paying the rent and the car note then? You know what I'm saying? I mean, because I've seen the relationships where they've been together forever, and the guy take care of everything, you know, until he knows she with somebody. But even with that, an independent woman, I don't think she'll go for that. She'll be like, it's something that man, she's gonna feel caged in. And so I just feel like a person paying your bills. Let's say if I didn't have anything and I needed my ex to help me pay rent or something, I'm gonna forever feel in debt to that person. You know what I'm saying? Indebted to them. And so I don't want that. That's not a good feeling. And then these days, people like bragging rights. They like telling people what they do for you, what they did for you. They wouldn't have this if it wasn't for that. You know, people want credit now for your success. You guys can come in the game together, talk things, you know what I'm saying? But when you start elevating, other people want the success, the credit for your success. So you shouldn't want that. And any man, majority of the time, not all the time, but I'm gonna say 80% of the time, close to 85% of the time, if a man is paying bills at another woman's residence, especially his ex, he getting something out of it. Unless he knows, and I can see if he know he's in a position where, let's just say he's living in a rooming house and the conditions over there is not safe or can't accommodate him bringing his son over there to take care of the son. If he wants to pay his little rooming house and pay for his kid, his child to live in a better condition than what he's living in, and he helped with the rent or pays the rent over there, that's understandable to a degree. Okay. Even if he had a small apartment in the hood and he didn't want, his kid to move in with him until he's trying to get on his feet, and he helps her with rent or pay the rent to the baby mama. Like I said, there's an exception to every rule. There's nothing in stone. There's an exception to every rule. But me personally, I wouldn't put mine through that. And like that lady said in the other one, now if everybody go through hard times, okay? Now, if they a baby mama or something, and they're not in a relationship, because I even had a neighbor, one of my neighbors, and I used to mow her yard, faithfully. When I mow mine, I mow hers. As soon as I got realm and I knew that the guy she was seeing moved in, I stopped mowing her yard, because I felt like if another man living there, he needed to be mowing her yard. That wasn't my job to get out there sweating in the heat, mowing her yard, getting all dusty and dirty and thirsty. So when I saw she had her boyfriend to move in, and I stopped mowing the yard. So if you do take on the baby mama's bills for whatever reason, when do you stop? Do you stop when she get a man? Do you stop when she get a high-paying job and get about 5 or 6 checks under her belt? Because if you still paying the bills, especially if you're on child support, and now she's working, and in that video I just played, she said the lady had a job. He's paying $3,000 in child support, and yet he's still taking care of the baby mama, and said he will continue to take care of her. And at that moment, that young lady should have told him then that's who he need to be with. Because he even threatened her, well, if you can't accept that, then we don't need to be together. And unless she just ain't got nowhere else to go, or he putting it down like that she just don't want to leave, she should have been like, and if that wasn't a skit, if that was real, I'm pretty sure if I Googled them today, her profile gonna either say single or he is gonna say single, because I just don't see, that really being together. But I wouldn't do it out of respect of mine. And if I did have to help out, if she called and said that she about to get kicked out, and I know for sure, car got repossessed, and I'm in a position to, and it costs $2,000 to get out, and I'm in a position to contribute something, even if it's just $500. I would do that. That's one of them circumstances where it's okay to help out the baby mama, but taking care of the bills on a regular basis, I just feel like when you in a serious long relationship, especially if you're married, I just don't really see that being healthy for the relationship. Austin, what's happening with you?
Hey, bruh. Talking about these kids.
Yeah, man.
It was
something about each other.
It was rough trying to get in here this call because of mine. Her little self.
Yeah, I want to hear your thoughts on it, man. I've been breaking it down how I feel about it. To me, that topic, period, is crazy. But when you hit me with some things, and like I say, man, I'm at the point in my life where I thirst for knowledge. Nothing that I was instilled in my head from 19 to 35. You know what I'm saying? When we got older, a lot of that stuff we found out was kind of bullshit, because you kind of started going through things yourself, and it wasn't us listening to older people and our peers. You actually start going through things and had to kind of figure your way out. So at about 35, we was like, man, I've been top vet since 16, And when you said, you put a scenario up there, and I started thinking, I can see where that can come into play. But once you get in a serious relationship, I think, not that, and then they say, oh, he letting this woman run him. It ain't so much as that. You gotta put yourself in your significant other's shoes, their situation. And that's what I know I didn't do a lot of times growing up. I'm just now really beginning to exercise that and actually stand on it. Because at first it was like my way, no way, because I know how to live by myself. I'm fine by myself. So I do see one or two, and like I was just saying before you came on, if a baby mama calls, the house that burned down, and like I say, I would get the kid to come stay with me. But if the house that burned down and she needed food, things that was a necessity, I would discuss it with the wife, and then we'll come together and see what we would do together as a team to support or help out. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna just send her $1,000 and say, hey, hope this helped you get on your feet. I just don't feel like, even though it's history, you have a child and it's not bitter. I just feel like when you marry, you know what I'm saying, that's not a thing to do. Now, I may be wrong, but what you feel about that?
Well, my thing is, and it's always been said, if the mama is suffering, then the child is suffering. So if she can't keep on her lights, if she can't keep food in the refrigerator and all that good stuff, then your child, they're not eating either. They're sitting in the dark also. I can't go to if I was single, or when I was single, I would help out beyond my child support. And I've always helped out beyond my child support, because I know what I'm paying a month is not equivalent to what she has to endure day to day being a custodial parent. So there were extra things that I did. And like I said, even at the end of my child support term, I got money back because I paid too much into child support. You know, in addition to giving money. So, but after I got into that other marriage, then she was like, oh, hell no. You know, I can't be letting no money go out the house like that. You're already paying child support. She already in our pockets like that. So what we give her is what we give her. And then if the child needs something, we'll take care of the child's needs. I said, okay, you know. But, because everyone has to be grown at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Now, if she had a dude, it would be something different. You know, he should be able to assist in taking care of the house per se, not necessarily the child. You know what I'm saying? But what he does for the house, in turn, takes care of the child. You know what I'm saying? So, but my relationship now, my marriage now, if something's going on with my child, then she's like, hey, what can we do? Do we need to send him some money? Do we need to send grocery to the house? You know. So she's that type of person that's willing to be like, I don't want to see anybody suffering. I don't know if that's because of her social work background or whatever. But
what if you say you have to pay? So do we pay rent for 2-3 months?
No, I'm not even gonna do that. I've suggested things like, let me take a look at your resume. Let me try to see if I can get you another position. You know, let me try to put you in a position that you can help yourself, where you won't need, any extensions or any help.
Handouts, right?
Any handouts from anyone. You'll be able to, sustain yourself. So, because if we shell out, whatever amount of money for rent, then again, that's taking a large amount from our household, and now we have a child, so, which requires money, of course, and so I couldn't see how that would be beneficial to either family. So at one point, I was asking my son, did he want to come stay with me? He was like, no, I don't want to leave mama by herself. He feels like he has to take care of her or assist in taking care of her. So the only thing that I could do, again, is, shell him out a little money every now and then, and try to see what I can do to assist her to get on her feet in a different way other than just shelling out money. But at the end of the day, the obligation is to take care of the child, and however that looks, taking care of the child, that's what you need to do. And I mean, that's what a man that intentionally parents and loves his child does. Even if there's no love for the woman that had his child, you still have love for your child. So you do what you need to do to make sure your child is okay.
And if that includes paying her rent and paying the electric and a car note to take him to school.
No, I didn't say all that. So if you have to chip in on a bill every now and then, I'm shouting. Let me get $20. Let me get $20.
Right.
So, every now and then you chip in here or chip in there, but be like, look, hey, let me show you a different way of doing this. Let me look at your bills. let me see if I can help out with a budget. You know what I'm saying?
Now I do that a lot because I have certain friends that would hit me up about money and stuff, and I'm like, I need to see your bill. You know, I need to see what you got going on because I'm paying my bills. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, especially if you know your situation, their situation. This is a single person. You got a 3-member household or 5-member household, and then you know they ask for money, and you know they got a pretty decent job. What they doing with their money? So I'm like, let me see your finances. So I do that also. Let me see. I need to see what you making, what you're doing. So, yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. So, like I said, you know, too many people, they're just putting out money without actually, they're not really helping that person to understand how to take care of their money or how to make additional money or putting themselves in a better situation. You know, can you go without doing a $150 hairdo every week? You know, can you do something a little different? You know, or whatever it may be. So there are things that you can try to cut out and try to find alternatives to whatever their situation is. So, you know, well, you know, your friend, she don't really have no job and she by herself. I mean, she, you know, she ain't really just stable like that, and she's single. You know, want y'all tag team on a lit rental or something. I mean, if you paying $2,000 a month for rent, and she's paying $2,000 a month for rent, y'all come together and rent a house, you know, $2,700. You know what I'm saying? So y'all split that cost, and y'all saving right there. Y'all can get 3-4 bedroom house, and everybody got a room, and y'all chip in on the bills. Y'all cut pretty much your stuff in half right there. So that may put you where you need to be. You know, so just offering some different alternatives on what you can do
besides paying their rent, because really that can handicap them. Because when I did that, when I got out of a relationship, like I said, I paid the rent, the house note, I paid the electric, and I paid the cable. And I'm thinking the phone bill, because all of that, my son was still there, so I wanted to be able to talk. Mm-hmm. I wanted him to have the lights on. I wanted him to be able to watch what he wanted to watch on TV. So different things like that I was paying. And I did it for three months, because I figured that's 3 months is pretty much long enough, especially back then, for you to get on your feet. Mm-hmm. So when I stopped paying, I thought everything was cool after about 3 months. And everything was good. The next month, everything was good. And I think that 3rd month after that, so the 6th month after the breakup, I'm at work, and she comes storming up to the office because they didn't cut the lights off. You know what I'm saying? And so that means that light bill went without being paid 3 months. Well, right. 2, and it was cut off month, you know, the 3rd month. So I'm like, I told you 3 months, but she had got comfortable. You know what I'm saying? I guess thinking that I was going to keep paying the bill.
All right.
But let me see, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. That was in August. I went to court and actually won my son that November. So August, September, November. Yeah, November. So I never went through that. I need help per se. But I think I did, because it's a cool relationship. Do they need a job? Well, let me see what's hiring. That type of thing. Yeah. But money wise, no, I won mine in court. He moved in. She can't keep the lights on. Okay, would you drop him off over here, and then you go stay with your mom or your sister, your cousin, whoever, and I'm gonna keep him here, And so, but God says, as I'm sure you've seen the video because I played it twice, that He's gonna take care of his baby mama regardless. He said what you said. He did the child support. They say he paying $3,000 a month in child support, and he still paid his sent $3,000 or something. Paid her rent, and he told the girl that if she didn't like it, she can leave because he gonna always take care of his baby mama because she gave him the child. And I read some of the comments. It's quite a few of them that kind of think that way. But my thing is, when it's over, it's over. You know what I'm saying? And when you get into something new, that's kind of like carrying tore up shoes. You know what I'm saying? Carrying dirty bricks from your old house, broken bricks to your new one. It's like, but let it be a something where the house catch on fire, eviction notice, something like that, and I feel more obligated to get with the wife and say, hey, let's at least contribute. This could be our blessing, or something like that. But paying a monthly note for a baby mama, and like I said earlier, all of the person you're with, your significant other, your current other, is seeing is X. They understand the baby part, but she is going to be more of that's your ex though. But I got a baby by that's your ex though.
Well, I mean, and that's why it's so hard to get into a relationship with someone that has a kid.
Yeah.
Because you have all those issues and concerns going on, and that's why it's hard to get into a relationship when you have a kid. You know what I'm saying? Because
especially nowadays, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
What made it so bad? Because I was sitting here thinking that because I was saying it, but while I was saying it, I was like, damn, it wasn't mom and dad and them didn't have this problem with the baby mama, baby daddies. It was, I know, number one, it was more respect. It was more respect. And if we did hear them talk about them, it was within the household. You know what I'm saying? It was in the privacy of their home. It wasn't too much of a, confronting them. And, you had a few of them that got out there and did that, but everybody's doing it now.
I mean, the thing is, stuff has gotten so expensive, number one. Number two, of course, the world is smaller because everybody can see what you're doing any point in time. You can always put it out there. So, and then all these other influences that are around you. Well, he ain't doing nothing for you and your baby. Then go on, put him up for some more child support. Just all that stuff, and then the moms still want to go out, and not all moms, but they still want to go out and do their thing and dress the way they want to dress and get their hair done, of course, and have money left over to do the things that they want to do. So if they're taking care of the child and you're just paying child support, then that's taken away from things that they want to do. You know what I'm saying? So they like, look, you help make this child, so I need you to continue to contribute to the things that I need and that they need. So that's part of it, So I don't know. But at the end of the day, your obligation is to take care of your child. Now I know a guy. He's paying $50 a month in child support. So you tell me where $50 a month in child support can take care of a child. Nowhere.
I mean, $50 can go a long way if you know how to chop. Nah, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. That's 2 bags of Cheetos, hot fries, and a Coke, and it's done. So, but again, at the end of the day, your obligation is to take care of the child unless you get hit with alimony, of course. And then nobody wants to do that. And I'm glad Texas is not that type of state. But you have to make sure your child is okay. And if that means that you need to take over being a custodial guardian of your child, then that's what you do. You and your baby mama or your baby dad, whoever had them first, would have to have that conversation to do the best thing that's in the interest of the child. And
okay, but what if you see that mother that needs that help still doing what you were saying? She got a new hairdo, she got a new Birkin bag, she got she's going to the club, the nails done, she got them eyelashes that big. Every time you see her, but she need more money.
Well, I mean, again, that's where you start looking at like, hey, I'm not trying to be in your business, but you making me have to be in your business because you keep asking me for more and more and more, right? If I have to keep saving you, at some point you're gonna have to stop jumping in the water, or you're gonna have to learn how to swim. You know what I'm saying? So, if that's what's going on, then you're mismanaging your money. So let's see what we can do to help you in this situation. Because I can't, every time you need 20 on some gas, or you need an oil change, or you need me to do this or that, I can't always run to your rescue like that.
And that relationship that I was talking about was kind of trying to get to that level, but they know how I am, and I can't do it. And if you come to me and say you need $100, and I may give you 25, but because I was always they taught me how to fish. And I would ask a lot of people, coming up when I was younger for different things, and they would show me how to get it. Because they can pay my rent all day. They can pay the car note all day. But if I'm still not getting out there hustling or finding a means to make that payment on my own, they was like, I can sit over here. You can go over there and mow this yard. You can go over there and go help around here to make you some money. But they just didn't keep giving me money because that can handicap somebody. And so we kind of on the same grounds with, let me see your spending habits. How much money do you actually have coming in the house? Because once you ask me for something, I'm going to want to see what you're doing with your money. And if you don't want me to see what you're doing with your money, then don't ask me for my money. Yeah, because if I know how to sit down, and I might want to go get a brand new board that costs $2,500, but I'm not getting this board because I got other obligations. If I can sacrifice and do without, I feel like the next person can too. So a lot of times I really don't help out people until I know they really need it. If I know it's a need and you've done everything that you need to do and you come to me, I'm going to see what I can do. But if I know you didn't, like I know this guy who took his money and paid for videos, music videos, about 4 or 5 music videos. You ain't on no level to get nothing. And it wasn't none of the songs that I picked that he should have did. He just did songs that he liked. he ain't getting nothing from that, but he spent about $3 to $5 grand per video, and he got 5 videos done. And then you want to come to me and say, hey man, I'm $400 short on rent. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Because you buy videos. While you was buying 5 videos, you should have been putting that money up. So it depends on how they move. So if that baby mama moving wrong, I don't feel obligated to help. I'll make sure my child, okay, I'm finna come by and get him. I'm gonna take him out and get him something to eat. I'll be by there every day at 5:30, 6 o'clock. I'm gonna take him and get him something to eat. Have him ready. When he get from school, let's take a bath, get dressed. I'll be by there to pick him up at 6 o'clock. I'm gonna take him, get something to eat. We're gonna hang out till 8. I'll bring him home to go to bed. I mean, shedding money, I wouldn't do that today, no way. Not today. I'm gonna buy whatever he needs. Hey, he needs some new shoes. Okay. He needs $20 for a play. Okay, I'm gonna get the $20. I'm gonna put it in the envelope, put it to school for the play. I just don't believe in giving out money like that.
Yeah, and I feel you on that. You know, when you were saying that you gave because you wanted her, you gave it 3 months so you can have the phone to talk to the kid, and have the lights. So what I did was I bought my kid a phone, had it in my name, so I can always talk to him. And then I bought him a flashlight. So I said, if the lights ever go off in the house, he uses his flashlight. And then,
boy, you never cease. I can't keep a damn straight face. I be trying like hell to be just serious and just talk. Then out of the blue, because usually when Chanel on here and you say something crazy, they be cracking up, and I be like, blaming up. I know it's coming. You kind of snuck that one in on me because you came in talking all settled, but you know, so you got him a flashlight. Okay. All right. Yeah. But yeah, I didn't. When he was young, he was 4 years old, so I didn't get him a phone. I didn't think of the phone thing, but. Yeah. But yeah, my thing is when the baby mama's struggling, I'm gonna take care of my child. And if she too selfish, where she want him, or too angry, where she want him to struggle in there with her, at that point, it really becomes her situation. Because, you know, I mean, that's why. And you have brought this up several times. I don't think we ever talked about it. I'm talking when you first started coming around. One of the first things you wanted to tackle was people choosing who they choose to procreate with. And we never touched it. We never, ever touched it. But people do, and we always say on here that you need to be pick wise of who you lay down with, but we never had a whole discussion on it. But like I say, I think more women are doing that now, the younger generation. I think a few of them. When I say younger, I'm saying like the 25s, the 30s, the 25s and 30s that's trying to do something. The ones who are working, the ones who clocking in every day, the ones that's single, the ones that's trying to college, the ones that's trying to better themselves. They are. But majority of them, of course, are hood, you know, from the hood, and they doing sexy red acts, and they getting 3 and 4 babies before they 20 years old. I'm talking about the ones that made it through that threshold, and now they're 22, 23, you know, and trying to focus on a career goal. Like I know quite a few of them now that's on my on Facebook, and they're single, they're working. No kids, and they're bench pressing 30 years old, you know, and I'm like, hey, she escaped that, you know. Yeah, but hopefully, I'm trying to be positive here, optimistic. Hopefully that's the trend, but they have to get from that 13 to 25 without children. And by the time they're in their 20s, they're career-minded, and their mind set on not becoming of the hood. And that trend can kind of, you know, pick up and continue. But
I mean, I really can't speak to that because I'm not around and don't see that age or that demographic. Now I know some young guys that are around that age, 25, 26 years old, and they still call themselves trying to find themselves and trying to do whatever, and I don't know why it takes kids that long these days to find themselves and figure out life, because I knew, hey, when I turned 20, 21, I was ready to get out of there. I didn't want to stay with my mama. I didn't want to stay with my grandparents. I didn't want to stay with none of them. I was ready to go. And
right,
you have some kids today that don't want to leave their parents, don't want to leave their grandparents. Some even purchase homes with their mom, and stuff like that.
But I bet you they was a single child being raised by that mom.
Nope, not the ones that I know. Only one.
Now I have seen lately, and I was shocked. I was talking to this guy, and they had like 6 cars in the driveway. He got 30 and 40, almost 40-year-old kids living with them at the house.
Well,
so I'm like, where they do that?
Well, so statistics show that kids are moving out of the house at a much later age now, for whatever reason. Whether it's they can't afford to move out, or they just mentally and emotionally not at an aptitude where they can move out. So I think we just continue to create codependent children. And I've been trying to get my son to get out that mode too, but he's 23. So I'm like, dude, you getting up there. So at some point you need to start looking at doing something a little different in your life. And I guess he's coming around, but he's still in that protect mode. So, but hopefully eventually he'll come out of that.
But 23, not that bad.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. Like, he's 23 right now.
So. He was 30. If you would have said he's 30 years old, you know what I'm saying, and still just refuse to get out there. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it was, but we were ready to get out there. I'm talking about at 17, we were ready to go.
Yeah.
And it wasn't so much as we weren't babied or nothing. I mean, we didn't get a lot of the hugs and kisses, but it was just something about a man. We were taught, I guess, because, listening to Daddy and him and the farm and making us get up and meet with the Roosevelt. I guess men, we were raised by real men. Whether it was granddad or whoever, we came up with real men. And we were taught a man got to get out there and get. And it wasn't no I'm going to stay at home and just live under mama. That wasn't no option to us.
Nope, it wasn't.
And we could have been emotionally challenged and things, but we just didn't, at that time, I don't know, we just didn't see it like that. It didn't affect us. I don't know whether between women, the girls that we were dating, or the activities we were in, whatever depressions or things that we were going through at home, it kind of, it seemed like it balanced out. We'll be mad, depressed about this, but then once you go use the restroom and you come back out the restroom, it's something else to do, where we just didn't wallow in our sorrows or our disappointments. Whereas the kids today, they let their sorrows and disappointments drown them. And it's like, I don't get it.
You know, when we were growing up, even though we didn't know it at the time, we were each other's support group. We were always
So they probably don't have a good support group.
Right. We were always there for each other. We were all strong in different areas. So with us being strong in the different areas, it just really made us strong. You know what I'm saying? So because all of us brought in a different strength. So we were always able to support each other in different areas, whatever it may have been. And we didn't allow ourselves to fall into any type of depression, no matter what was going on at home. You know what I'm saying? Because we were always together, really. We were together a lot. And we were always talking, and we were always having each other's back, and
So I guess that helped.
Yeah, we just didn't allow each other to get down like that.
Right. You'll go through something, I'll go through something, then we'll end up pillow talking till we fall asleep. I'm in the top bed, you in the bottom, and we just running our mouths about our situation. Or we'll go walking, and you will calm me down when I done went through something, or you done bust the window out the house, and we walk around the block, calm you down. So yeah, that conversation. I guess the kids today, with all of them being depressed, it's hard for them to have somebody that's just talk to on a regular basis, so they hold it in probably.
Yeah,
and it comes out
because
in their lack of schoolwork and their lack of desire. You know,
their peers are in same or similar situations, and they don't recognize the different strengths that they have to assist each other. Because I chuckle every now and then thinking about you coming over there with them 2 Safeway bags, and we sneaking you in through the window, and and
I'm wearing your shoes and your clothes.
Yeah, and but we supported each other like that. I'm eating half of my meal and bringing it in there to you to finish it off. So you know what I'm saying?
And look, and then when you got tired, you say, "Man, we just gotta go home and talk to mama, man." You got tired of not eating because you was greedy. You got tired of not eating, and I'll never forget that day. You say, "Hey, man, you just gotta come out here and talk to mama, man. You cool? She like you, man. We family. We just gonna sit down and talk to mama." And you had me to come in there, and I had to get up my story, but I mean, you got tired of sharing your playboard.
Yeah, I was losing weight. I had to play football, but see, I guess those kids today don't have that type of friendship and that type of support or even that type of level head, where at that age that they can talk through things like that and work through things like that. You know what I'm saying? And they can give good advice like that. Today they're on drugs and they're doing this and they're doing that, and they just don't have a good support system because all of them out their head.
And I noticed from listening to the daughter, because we grab her things and we're able to see the text messages. A lot of times the peers that she have, they agree with what she's saying. They don't give no advice. They say, "Yeah, I understand," or "Yeah, I know. You just got to do what you got to do." What kind of advice is that? Do what you got to do. I understand, but you're not saying, but now those are your parents. You're going to go through that with them, but at the end of the day, they love you. They don't get none of that. All they get is, "I feel what you're saying. You got to do what you got to do."
But, I think we were wise above our years, because, even though they're like, grown folks talking, get out the room, we still were kind of around and listening and absorbing some things. And we kind of used those things that we absorbed to our advantage and applied it to whatever situations that we may have had at that particular time. So we were able to think through some things, and then we were around older people too, you know what I'm saying? So we were able to still grab some of that wisdom that they had.
And now the younger
But
generation,
today,
you old and you don't know nothing. At 35,
right.
you old. They want to give you a wheelchair at 35 now.
And,
You know,
see,
they saying
so,
you're old.
well, see, that's
And
the thing.
even up to
They don't want to
the
listen.
35s and the 40s, they was on and popping. The 50s had it going on.
Yeah.
That when Daddy was buying all them Lincolns and stuff at 50.
Yep. And see, the thing is, you know, not even realizing that at the time that these people have gone through some things in their life. So there's nothing really new under the sun. You know what I'm saying? So somebody has gone through the same or similar situation that you have. So why not listen to how to avoid the pitfalls? You know what I'm saying? And make life easier for yourself rather than out there just trying to wing it. You don't have to try to wing it.
And
You can
something
listen to some
about
stuff.
the new generations that don't want to listen to the people that's older than them, the generation above them, the generations, 2 generations before them. They rather fall in there. Like when I was talking about how the women were dressing at one of these parties, and I was saying that women need to dress more size appropriate. If you wear a size 12, don't try to squeeze in a size 8. Oh, so you a fashion designer now? I'm like, shit, I can be, because I understand measurements. I'm a numbers person. But they don't want to hear, whenever you say that, they was like, that was back then, that was back then. We do different now. We want now. So they don't want to listen. And that's the difference in the generation too. We listen to what Daddy said. We listen to what Mama and them said. You know what I'm saying? We listen to what our uncles said. And whether we agree with it or not, we still had that in our head. So like you said, if the situation came up and we had to apply it, we knew, okay, this one we apply what he said. This one we apply what Mama said. You know, so that's the falling of the new generation. They don't want to listen.
Yeah.
You old and you don't know nothing.
Yep. But we don't know nothing, but we done been through everything. So, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. And I'm hoping that this generation that's coming behind the ones now will be a little bit better. But I'm not sure.
It's not.
You know?
I don't see it on. I'm thinking it's going to be the 6-year-olds now, the 12-year-olds. If you can catch them now, the ones that's 20 now, they messed up. Their heads gone with the sexy reds, and they on here. If I can video my screen and send it to you, and as I scroll, all you're gonna see is 20-year-olds, 25-year-olds, early 30s bending over with a ass on their story, making their booty clap.
But you have some in the older generation doing that too. You know, I was watching this show today, and this girl, she was upset because her mom dressed the same way that she does, or even more provocative than she did. And her mom was like, "Baby, I'm still young. So I'm gonna just dress like this. I'm gonna dress the way I want to." You know, her daughter's going to her freshman or sophomore year in college, and her mom showing up at the sorority and frat parties.
I mean, she probably had her at 13 years old. And she missed out on her childhood because she had a child.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
and
that's your
you know,
fault.
you know who we talking about. I'm gonna throw it out there, but you know who we talking about because her daughter and her don't get along today because she had her when she was young, and as you know, she was clubbing, leaving the daughter at home, raising children that wasn't hers. And now they hate each, she hates the mom today. But she had her when she was 16 years old. So when she was in her 30s, she started clubbing. When she was 30, 28, 30, she in the club. And, it damaged the marriage, you know what I'm saying, and all that. But they're having these kids at 12, 13 years old. So when they become 30, 40, like you say, somebody now that's still bending over and going to the club, they have them children young and they feel like they missed something. But the sad thing about it is what you miss today, you're not going to get what the one I was talking about got in the 70s and 80s,
right?
The 80s. You get what I'm saying? Because the guys, the generation, the breeds, are totally different now. Everybody got a selfish, I don't give a mentality. And it ain't no, they don't value women because they see too many women degrading themselves where if a nice, perfect woman was to approach you, you wouldn't see her because your eyes are blinded from all the others. You see what I'm saying? So that disrespect is just there. It's a born mentality now. They don't respect the pastor. They don't respect the deacons. It's like, I'm grown. I do what I want to do. If the preacher don't want to hear that, then he shouldn't have came around my mouth. And that's the mentality now. And the guys, it's all about taking them to Pound Town. It's no, I'm finna date, let me do da Pound Town and move around. You know what I'm saying?
I've wondered if young women just give up their bodies like that because they feel like they have nothing else to give. They feel like, this is all I have. This is what makes people feel good and want to be around me. So this is what I give. This is what I put out.
I don't think they think that that's all they have to give. I'm thinking it's more of they're seeing it in the videos, and that's what them women do. That's what Lotto talk about. That's what Megan talk about.
When you listen to Lotto, she ain't really talking about she's giving it up like that.
Yeah, now
and
I said that too. I said that on my hip hop podcast. One thing that I can say about Lotto is she takes pride in saying, "Ain't too many had me." I'm talking about damn near every damn song she got out. She gonna say, "It ain't too many had me," and can't nobody say that. There can't too many say they had me. She gonna say that on damn near every popular song that she has. Now I have to give her that, even though now her music before she hit mainstream. Oh man, you go back and listen to the Lotto before, because I got on the Lotto years ago. If you go and listen to her music when she got away from Jermaine them and start putting out her own stuff, she finna fuck him on site. She still say that every now and then now. But like she say, she bragged that, but can't no, I'm this and that, I'm freaky, I'm this and that, but can't too many say they have me. So I give her props. But the main one that's screaming now is Sexy Red. And you have these videos, and I'm probably gonna talk about it on the news on the Hip Hop Podcast next week. But you have little 4-year-old girls, 3-year-old girls singing Sexy Red stuff. And the parents are allowing them to do that. So it's that 30 and under generation, the 30 and under, that's letting their kids listen to that. And it's cute when she's saying, "I'm going to take him downtown, and he going to suck this, he going to," and the kids are rapping that. And the parents are actually got it on TikTok. If you go on TikTok now and type in little girls singing Sexy Red, you're going to see so many clips of these little kids singing, trying to twerk, and they're 4 or 5 years old. So it's the parent, it's the generation, but they missed their childhood by having these kids, and now they feel like they, believe it or not, the 30-year-olds trying to compete, the 35-year-olds trying to compete with the 20-year-olds, the 40-year-olds trying to compete with the 25-year-olds, and it's just it's crazy. It's just all over.
What are they competing for? They competing for, what are they competing for? Penis? Is that the prize? Because I mean, what is it that you're competing?
I don't feel like that's all that they feel like they have to offer. I feel like they're doing it because they think.
Because they done enough.
Well, similar to, I guess you could say it's something to offer because they think that that's going to get a man. And I think you said on a podcast a while ago that if a woman think that coochie is going to keep a man, she wrong. Because these days you got so many different women throwing it at you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's not scarce because everybody's giving it up. And like we were watching The Wood of that. The wife liked watching old stuff. So she put it on The Wood the other day. And being that we have this, we have the 14-year-old in the house, that 14-year-old catching hell at school. You got women hitting on her. You got guys pulling a bra strap. I'm talking about little girls coming up wanting to take her out. Man, do that. And so I'm like, so I understand that the kids are going through a tough time. And that makes me wonder what the 9-year-old gonna go through. And God forbids if they don't change it for Jackson. But hopefully the 9-year-old generation will make it better for Jackson. Hopefully the 16-year-old generation will slowly get watered down before it falls into that. Well, the 14-year-old will get watered down before she falls into that 17, 18-year-old sexy rape.
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I am so concerned about my daughter and her growing up. But she has a solid group of a solid village around her. And I am praying that our influence will keep her on the straight. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what we doing with the 14-year-old. Now, when you meet the 9-year-old, I need to send you his picture, but when you meet the 9-year-old, he is such a settled, old kind of soul. Like I said, he was singing Michael Jackson out of the blue. He just navigated Michael Jackson. And when he hear older music, you know, he just bob his head. I think Super Freak or something came on the radio and he was like, hey, I like that, you know, and I'm like, this dude, he come from somewhere else. He's a reincarnated child, but he's a good breed. He's respectful. He's already ready to defend women. He don't like cursing. He don't like, you know, he's a great kid. It's just unbelievable. But that 14-year-old, she has the right structure, but I know what she goes through at school because she comes home and tell me. And I don't want her to be, we never dealt with, we used to laugh at people and joke about peer pressure because it never fazed us. We did what the hell we wanted to do. And you didn't care, like you said, you didn't care if me, Rupert, and all them was getting high as the sky. You had on, and I didn't care if Nard and them wanted to drink till they faint. If I didn't want to drink, I just didn't drink. So it wasn't a peer pressure thing with us. But like you say, it's a more, what kind of generation? They're more soft. What word did you use? That they're not as strong as us.
Yeah, I mean they're codependent. They're
more of a codependent. They're not independent, self-sufficient. And I'm scared that when she leaves this middle school and she goes to that high school, that I don't know what the vulture's gonna do over there. I'm preparing her now, you know, to handle it. But at the end of the day, when they get out there, because, you know, she may be strong at the house. We don't know what person she may meet that she admires that can turn out, because, you know, when certain ones went to college, when certain ones hit high school and start hanging with certain females, they changed and we drifted from them because they weren't the same as the ones we knew, because they was influenced by whoever the popular wild one was. And then we start bagging away from them. We were still cool with them, but we bagged away from them.
If you look at the type of guys we were, I would hate for my daughter to ever be approached by a guy like us when we were younger, because we were pretty smooth at what we did. We kind of knew how to swoo a girl and have them, you know, head over heels when we didn't even really care. You know what I'm saying? I would hate for my daughter to meet someone like I was in my younger days, and that's my biggest fear. So I'm hoping that between her mom and I and her grandparents and her aunts, that we can give her the knowledge and the wisdom to stay away from people like we were back in the day.
Hey, now I wasn't that bad. I did the thing.
Boy.
But I wasn't that bad.
Bro,
certain ones.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? We wasn't just dogging out everybody. Now,
well,
you wasn't that bad.
I ain't gonna say everybody, but I mean, we did some stuff back in the day.
Yeah, but you know, we respected those who deserved respect. I'm gonna say that, cause I know one or two that I could, you know, you respected them. Certain ones you didn't. When we didn't, it was hell for them. But Lonnie's saying, look at Lonnie.
I see him, and then, you know, and I didn't even want my son to be like me. I didn't want my son to be like that, and I told him, you know, and I told him that just bagging women like that, it doesn't do anything for you. It only confuses your soul. So you take your time and deal with women as they come. And
now when you talk like that, we were bad in that area, because it was all about a notch under the belt. You're bragging on who, man, you will never do this, and you know. So yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
So you know, I don't want that for my son, because I know what it did for me, and my relationships. You know, I could have been with someone that was truly trustworthy, but because of the way that I was, I didn't trust them. And I could have been with someone that was truly golden, but I didn't treat them that way because I didn't see anyone that way, because of the number of people that I had been with and the things that I had seen and done. So it tainted my
now that you breaking it out, I was looking at high school, you know, I was junior high. But now that you say it like that's what ruined majority of all my relationships, was my trust issues, and me not taking nobody serious. I was like, I'm gonna be in this for a couple of weeks, a few months, 3 times, and I'm looking for something else, because I just didn't. I was too busy and didn't want to get hurt. So I think that was the main reason I would get in a relationship and move on. Get in 1, 3 months, move on. they'll last 3, and it was lucky if it lasts 6 months. You know, and it was because, like I said, I didn't want to get hurt because, and like you say, it was the dirt that we were doing, and we knew when we got older that karma was gonna come, and we didn't know if this particular person you finally like, is this when karma gonna come and rip you a new asshole? So we stuck and moved and stayed away, you know.
And I had to realize. I had to realize that I wanted love, but I was afraid to love. So I hurt the ones that tried to love.
That's it. And at that time, we didn't care because we were protected.
Right.
And it was always, who next? What's next? I'm gonna hurt you before you hurt.
Yeah. And even not even so much as I'm gonna hurt you before you hurt me. It's just that I'm not even gonna give you the opportunity or a chance to do anything that would hurt me, because I'm not opening my heart like that. I don't even. In fact, I didn't even feel like I had a heart until much later on in life. You know what I'm saying? Because I can hurt someone and it didn't bother me. You know, but now
right, not at all.
Now, but now, you know, if I even think about hurting my wife, you know, emotionally or any kind of way, then it already hurts me just to even think about it.
Well,
you know?
But speaking of love, I'm thinking Lonnie used to long for love. Lonnie wanted to fall in love with Danny. Anybody who held his hand. And he know I ain't lying. Lonnie wanted love. He wasn't. He turned into a player, but he really wanted to be in a relationship, a serious, whole hand, rap trash van type of relationship. That's what Lonnie wanted. You know, I used to kick it with Lonnie. We used to dance and stuff. But yeah, he wanted the love, and like you said, we kind of wanted it, but we were always in the midst of being the one who they ran to when they was having problems with their man. Majority of the women that we did kind of talk to was going through something with somebody else, and we ended up talking to them. They'll come to us, and we end up talking to them. And that created our trust issues, I think, as we got older, too, because a shoulder to cry on eventually turned into I always say, eggplant to lie on. So it was just trust issues. That's the main thing. I think that I'm finally now getting over it. And just like when you said on some earlier podcasts, when somebody tried to approach you with, do you think right before you marry, they was asking you, do you think it's that you're afraid of karma? And you said, and I'm gonna have to find that clip, and the next time I remix the intro, I gotta put that in there. You said, nah, man, I didn't been with karma, I met karma, I dated karma, I've been with karma. That ain't that, you know, that's over with. I got my karma. You know, so that's not a fear of yours anymore. Right. And I'm thinking the fact that you wasn't afraid of karma anymore is what made you go ahead and feel comfortable in this particular marriage, because you felt like you done went through everything, you know what I'm saying, that you didn't been through. And I met mine years ago. So anybody in after I did my karma, I'm talking about years ago. I didn't do anything particularly to bring karma. You know what I'm saying? Because the karma comes in good forms too. I only gave out good karma. And when my good karma wasn't enough, and whoever I was dating started drifting or whatever, I just automatically shut down and 100% got out of it. So that's why whenever, and like I mentioned on the previous podcast, I'm thinking it was last week, whenever a relationship ends, I get bigger and better. And so I was like, okay, and if I'm putting my 1,000 in this and it ends and he got something bigger and better than what I feel like is my all right now, shit, I'm ready for it. You know, because all I give out is good karma now. And like you say, when it caught us when we least expected. And we weathered the storm. Just like you said one other time, you'll lose everything and get it right back. You know, you know how to hustle to get it back because you lost so many times and so many times you came back. Many people can't say that, like the guy I was talking about last week. He tried to bounce back, and I'm hoping he's still here, but he never shook back to the level he was before, you know, he failed. And that's hard. But we are go-getters and able to lose everything and come back because we've done it so many times that we know the formula to get back. And when you get back, it's going to be bigger and better than what it was when you failed. But can't many men say that?
Yeah, you know, and back to what you were saying about being a confidant to some of the women, and I used to say that wet eyes bring wet thighs. So, because you end up being that shoulder, then that emotional feelings start to come in for them. Hey, you've always been there for me. You've always listened. Then those wet eyes become wet thighs, and which create.
And with that being
issues.
said, and this is probably going to be our next one after the hip hop. With that being said, especially today, and I always used to say this probably was going to be, but I really want to tackle this. Should your mate have a confidant of the opposite sex? Whether it's on the job, whether it's a friend from church that grew up with her
Nope.
30 years ago.
Nope.
Is it safe, even though you trust your mate, for your mate, your wife, your significant other, to have a confidant of the opposite sex? Now, it's easy to say friends, but a confidant, it's a different than a friend and a confidant. That confidant know when you begged her for sex and you jumped up there and gave a 2-3 minute job. That confidant know when your check was short and she told them that they was gonna go here and do that, and then your check was short. That confidant know your check was short. That confidant know when you had a stomach virus, because she called him and say, yeah, I ain't doing nothing, shit, I want to go somewhere. He got a stomach virus. I ain't doing nothing. So he know everything about you. So is it okay with all this, oh, I trust my wife, I trust my significant other, I trust my mate? Should your mate have a confidant of the opposite sex?
Well, I mean, we can save this until, you know, a couple of weeks from now. But my thing is, I trust, but I don't put anything past anyone. They were like, well, you don't trust. Yeah, I trust her. I trust her. I trust her out of my sight. I trust her to do whatever, but I don't put anything past anyone, because I've seen too many times that people felt like they had a strong relationship, but then they end up having a weak moment. You know what I'm saying? So anything can happen in that time frame. That's why you never put yourself in a situation where that moment can come.
Yeah, that's deep. And that's deep. And that's a good ending note. But then that's hella deep and it's sad. Because, you know, we're visual thinkers, and certain things you say or anyone say, even Lonnie comments, it depends, you know, shacking and yes, no, Sometimes that very complicated question. Yeah, it's deep. And I know people who thought they had it going on and thought they was happy as they ever been, bragging on that woman, bragging on that man, only to get their heart broken when they touch that phone or he's sitting in the car, she's sitting in the car talking, and they happen to just come out there to take the trash out and just stop by the door and listen. and they say you're looking for something and you're going to find it. But sometimes lately you just run up on it. It ain't that you're looking for it because you just happen to run up on it. And, you know, it's a sad situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, that like you say, anything can happen. That vulnerable moment, we can all say we'll never until that moment actually hit. Oh, I'll never do this and that. But you just never know. It just may be that time when you excited and she shuts you down. She cuts you off. You know, hey, baby, let's go to Roses, let's go out, let's do this and that and that. And she give you that look like, nigga, please. And you be like, damn, you know, I've been all day trying to think of something nice. And I get the damn. So yeah, that's gonna be a deep one. And when we do that, I hope Mr. Lundy make his face present, because that texting and reading and trying to do this contact, you know what I'm saying, the texting stuff is, but yeah, let Lundy show his face. It ain't about 15 minutes, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, we're gonna close out on that. But the baby, Lundy, how you feel about the baby daddy still supporting the baby mamas financially? Do you think that's healthy? You know, I want to know what you feel about that before we get out of here. Austin and I both agree that it depends on the situation. But it's something that must be discussed. When you're in a relationship, you have to discuss what y'all are going to do as a couple to help that person if you're going to help them. It shouldn't be okay. He feel like both need the baby dad need to help the baby mama, and the baby mama need to help the baby dad, whether they in relationships or not. They supposed to help each other. I mean, to a degree, under certain circumstances. I'll help mine, but I'm going to come to the wife and discuss it, you know. We'll have to decide. It's something that we're going to come to the table. We're going to sit, you know, now that we can speakerphone, three-way, FaceTime, it's going to be something going on like that. And I'll probably have her communicating through the wife to get to me. That's probably how I would handle that.
But the thing is, if you a real dude and
there's no bitterness.
Yeah,
if no bitterness. It's all happy. It's just that once it's over to me. And that's just how I was raised and grown up in relationships. Once it's over, it's over. Once we say, so that's it. That's it. I'm going to take care of my child. I'm obligated to do that. But I just don't feel like I'm obligated to pay somebody else's rent. And like you say, we grown. I don't think I have to pay another grown person's rent.
Because you was going to have to pay rent regardless, right?
Yeah. I also feel like I have to pay that rent.
No, it's
over.
It's over.
It's over with that person. The only connection is the child.
So that's your only obligation. That's the only thing that keeps you all in contact. Because
is that child?
If it wasn't for the child, I wouldn't even talk to you no more.
Mm-hmm.
Not out of bitterness, but just because I don't have anything to say to you or to do with you. So we don't have to communicate.
if they're not a friend or somebody in a position that you deal with to help you all get to the next level, I don't have friends. I'm not a friendly person. I don't do friends.
Well, my thing is, if you have significant other, if the man has someone and the woman has someone, then the only thing to come together on is the child, and that's it. Because I shouldn't have to give money to support your household if you got a boyfriend or a husband, especially if they're live-in. So we can come together and discuss what we need to do for the child. But as far as your household goes, that's your responsibility.
Right. So I'm there for the kid. I'm there for the child all day. But I just feel like with everybody grown, once you split up, that's a wrap. And no, it's no bitter. It's just kind of like you taking care of the person across the street. You know, it's just once it's over, it's over. That's just you know. If they and then she say, what if they say they have a significant other? Then their significant other gotta help out. He gotta put his boots on. I mean, because I gave the example.
She's saying, what if they don't have a significant other?
Oh, what if they don't have one? I got nothing. I mean, if I have a significant other, it ain't gonna fly. I mean, because I brought up my neighbor. I used to mow my neighbor's yard until she moved her boyfriend in.
Yeah.
And when she moved her boyfriend in, I stopped mowing her yard. But that's just how, you know, I was raised. And then it depends on how to break up. If that person say they can survive on their own and they don't need you for nothing, if they say that, then you have to live that. I mean, you know. But yeah, because the child kind of makes you family to a degree. So if it's like I said earlier, house burned down, eviction, something like that. And if I had a child that was of age that needed to come stay with me, she needs to stay with me. The child needs to come stay with me and until she figure out what's going on. But as far as me running my household and I got wife, kids, house obligations here, I ain't finna be putting nobody else's bills when I got my own. And
can't take care of two households.
Yeah, I mean, even if I could, I would, because it's still subtracting money from my household and my family. So you know, that's all. But yeah, I got no problem helping if it's a necessity. But I'd rather the child come live with me and I take care of the child. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I feel you on that. But a lot of
So Miss Box, you just gonna move in the whole family, huh?
Yeah, she gonna move in the whole family. The me and everything. She got a good heart, so you know, maybe that's her blessing. Check this out.
If you pay the rent at your baby mom's crib, is she allowed to have men in that apartment?
For me, I would say yes.
Okay.
I don't once you're done with somebody, in my book, we done. Whatever I'm doing for my children is what I'm doing for my children. I don't have nothing to do with what your sexual endeavors are. You know
okay, look at Wally. Look at Wally with the glove.
No, I mean, I'm just saying.
What happens when this person is damn near living in this crib that you pay for? You pay the rent of that motherfucker, but this dude, he there all the time.
Oh yeah.
Well, how often? Because every man has to have a threshold of amount of time. Is it, do he just kick it the weekends over there? Is he over there every?
I mean, is his stuff there though?
So,
like, does he live there?
So
I don't want to.
So, why would a woman want a man to take on that responsibility?
Because they can't do it themselves. But
hey, she said she'll move the family in, us.
Ain't
But
nothing
like I
wrong
said, she
with
got
that.
a good heart. She got a good heart. So
Yeah, but you know, my thing is, if I am putting something towards whatever, whether it's rent, gas, or whatever, and if she has a boyfriend that frequents there, you know what I'm saying, not living there, but he comes over every now and then. I mean, I don't care who she see or what they do, but once he starts establishing that as his household, then you start taking on that responsibility.
every time you pop up, he coming out the back with his boxes on, going in the bathroom in the hallway.
Coming out eating a bologna sandwich with some good cheese on there.
Yeah.
Say, bro, hey, bro, I just paid for that bologna and cheese, man. He put something on there.
Like I say, doing that is gonna come with rules, and I can't see a woman, especially of today, wanting to do that unless her and the guy still messing around, unless they still care for each other. They broke up because she messed up, or he messed up, and they still like each other. There was no closure.
Man, I know a couple right today. He just got a divorce maybe about a year ago, and him and his first kid's mother, they still hang out. They hang out. They go out. They go on trips together, but she said that there's nothing there for either one of them. They just doing it for the kid. Well,
And see, that's why you see it different.
You can still care for the father. You know what I'm saying? You can care about what happens to the father, but there's a different type of caring and love that takes place. You don't love them the same way that you saw them before when you all were creating the child. Now there's a different feeling there, and there's a barrier there. There should be a barrier there that prevents you from going into a different space with them.
I guess I'm kind of cold-hearted when it comes to that. Like I say, it's a bit of caring because you care for people that you've had dealings with. But on that same note, I block them out so good till it's not a thing. And I know this is a sad thing to say, but I can hear something happen to him and I'm like, oh, like, wow. It's kind of like I'm watching the news and hear the bridge collapsed and 3 of them died. It's like,
really, but that's just how we are. That's just how you and I are with anybody. So even if we had I don't know how to be if you or I met our demise, but as far as a lot of family members go, we'll cry for that day, but the next day we like,
life goes on.
Yeah.
What's next?
But
such and such had a bad accident and they're in ICU. And this is an ex. I'm not finna jump on no plane and fly. I'm no doctor. And I got bills and a life going on here. I'm sorry. Immediate family, yes. But other than that, it's tough to get me to do that.
If something happened to my son's mom, then my wife and we are going to be there because I need to support my son. So, if one of their grandmothers die, then my wife and we're going to the funeral because I'm there to support the sons. So,
But it's not like
it's not really
you
for the
finna go
mother.
hide in a closet and not go to work because his grandmama died.
No, or even his mama. You know.
Yeah, and they say that's heartless though. And I learned a long time ago. Actually, when my grandma passed, I might have been 10 years old. And I learned then that all them people crying didn't bring her back. And when I saw that at 10 years old, I think I kind of shifted at that point because they did all that hoopla and crying. And then they were fighting and fussing and playing music and dancing at her house, fussing over tile sheets, coffee tables, china cabinets after the funeral. And just imagine a 9-10-year-old child walking around seeing that. And I just started seeing death, totally different. So I'm just different when it comes to that, man.
Yeah, because I man, the hardest, one of the hardest deaths, my mom and then my grandmother. That hit me really, really, really hard. But just understanding death itself and that things die, people die.
And the mother and the grandmas what opened your eyes to that.
No. It was open even before that. I'm talking about the pain that you feel from just those two people that poured. I mean, because Daddy died before that, and the person that was there with me, they was like, "I've never seen you cry. I want to see you cry." I'm like, "Is that the reason you came to the funeral?" So I did not cry at all. I didn't show any emotions. So I didn't get to show any emotions at that funeral. But, and I think people wanting to see some type of emotional reaction out of me caused me not to have an emotional reaction.
Yeah.
So
I hear that all the time.
Yeah.
I'm not emotional. Oh, I never seen you cry.
Yeah. So, but when my mom and my grandmother died, I mean, I just poured it all out. But after I poured it all out, I was good. I was good. So the next day, I can, of course, I get up and I continue my life. I can't lay down and die because someone else died.
Yeah, I remember that. Because you came by the house right before you headed back out, and you were like, everything was just cool, kosher. You was like,
yeah, I mean, it was what it was.
Yeah, and because I hate when something like that happen, and you get that person that come to you, put the hand on your shoulder with the little puppy dog eyes looking in your face. Man, get the hell away. It is what it is. We born to die, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, but yeah, taking care of the baby mamas before we shut out and doctor shift because we done went off. But it depends on the situation, and if you're in a relationship where you're building with someone, and like I say, come together specifically for the child, and anything outside of the child needs to be discussed with your significant other if you're in a relationship. And if you're single and they have someone and that person they're with, cool with you helping them with rent, but I'm just not gonna take care of a woman, whether I'm single or not, that has a man laying up with. I wasn't raised like that. My granddad, granddad, and them, they didn't raise me like that. So if that woman has a man, I'm not paying no bills at all. I don't care if she got 8 kids. It's about me. I'm gonna take care of my kids. I'm gonna come pick my kids up every evening, even if I have to pick them up from school, and they just sleep at her house. Hell, when the lights off, all I need to do is sleep. Let the window up, so some air go in there, You let them sleep out the window, suck on some ice cubes or something. But I can't. I ain't paying no ex rent, baby mama's rent. So they can have that. That's just me. And if I do help now, I understand people get in situations. I can even fall into a situation. I'm not above that. And if I need some help and a baby mama decides to help us, it's strictly help. It's strictly what it is. So that's just my take on it, because the child is there, so that do make y'all, somewhat family to a degree, I guess you could say. But as far as everyday paying bills, helping them out, they call you when they need gas money. They call you when they're a little short regularly on the electric or rent. I'm not your man. And if you need that much help, you need to find you a man. Because I got what I got going on. And you're not going to find too many times. I never really just been single. You know what I'm saying? I took a break maybe one time in my life. So they know how I move. So they know not to be asking me for no money. That's out. So what do you feel about that before we get out of here? With the Tiffany's box saying y'all crazy.
The first time I come over there and see a dude eat my baby snacks, Cheetos, the little fruit snacks, I'm done. I'm keeping all his little snacks with me, and I'm not paying anything else. So every time I come over there and pick him up, I have a bag of Cheetos and some fruit snacks.
And the juicy juice, yeah.
And the juicy juice. Because I be doggone if dude's sitting up in there with his little wife beat on, running around in some little gray sweats, eat my kid's snacks. We not having that. I'm not dealing with it. So, but really, again, if it's all about the kid. So you do what you need to do to help the kid out. And if the mother's not okay, then the kid is not okay. But you have limits to what you do. And if you have a significant other, then you both have to be on the same page when it comes to a situation with the kid and helping out that other parent. I don't know if women still dealing with men like that or not, but that was just a scene I played in my head.
Mine would be like this, Austin. If the mother not doing good, I'm gonna make sure my kid doing better. That's just, because I went through that. I seen that. And then I went to court and won him. So, it's the grace, of the Creator, that I don't go through a lot of situations that a lot of people went through. But
here's the thing.
She doing bad.
If your child sees the mother doing bad, then that still plays on them mentally and emotionally. And you have to take a look at that.
I'm gonna look at it, but I'm gonna shower him with so much good things and explain to him that's what happens when you mismanage your money. That's what happens when, especially if we broke up because of her. There's a lot of things when you do. I'll take that as a teaching lesson. When you do wrong to people, you don't get rewarded.
It ain't even about.
I'm just saying, I would use that as to show him as a stepping stone because.
But that's his mother, and he feels a certain way about his mother, or the kid feels a certain way about their mother.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know, man. And my situation was kind of different, like we say all the time. We was talking on the earlier podcast. I'm kind of different because mine was like 4 years old and 6, and then she went through the postpartum thing. So all he knew was me. So when the breakup and stuff started happening, he wanted to be with me. So it was kind of a different situation. I was the one up to 3, 4 in the morning when he had when he had strep throat at 3 years old.
That. I can understand that, but if it was a situation where he was still able to visit his mom, or he visited his mom or something like that.
And
you sitting over there in a nice 3,000, 4,000 square foot home with air conditioner, and his mom sitting over there in a 650 square foot house, sitting in front of the window with a box fan with a bucket of ice, trying to get it cool in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I say, so you want to stay over there or you want to stay over here?
No.
And then he chose over here, and he's been over here ever since. So, I'm just saying, man, you choose it, and like this other girl said on here one time, you know, Lil Young, she got it going on, and she said she don't like her family asking her for money because they get the same 24 hours a day that she have, so they need to go out there and hustle like she doing, you know. So, I mean, I feel all of it. You know what I'm saying? And especially when you know how that parent is moving. You know, and people can say things, but one thing about words, once they come out, you can't take them back.
Yeah.
You know, so you just kind of, but that's just how, you know, I am, and everybody knows. So if they come to me, I probably would help because they know how I feel. So if they come to say, hey, I would come to you for nothing. If I'm coming to you, I need you. Just like me. You know how I'm going to get it out the trenches. I know how you get it out the trenches. If you hit me up and say, hey, Black, I really need $5,000 next week, and I'm gonna shoot you back or whatever, you know, but I need it for next week. I don't get paid to 2 more weeks from now. I know you ain't going to come to me unless you needed something. I got you on it because you asked for it and you being sincere. Boom. I know you got me. But you know how I move. I know how you move. So if you come, yeah. But if it's just a woman, hey, I need $20 for my gas. I need $200, $300 on my rent at random, and we not together, and I got a significant other. I'm not gonna reply to your text because you already know me. So I can't do it. But I feel what you're saying, man. That's why I went and got mine. And that's how I won him in court. Also, I showed that I had a better living environment for him. I had the computer set up. He had his own room.
His mom over there eating mayonnaise sandwiches without mayonnaise.
Our sardines, our Vienna sausage. It wasn't my what she eat didn't make me fart. So, you know, I just took care. I took care of mine, and still taking care of him to this day. And I think that's why I get my blessings because of that. Because man, I was in the middle of the Laffy Taffy Young Jeezy movement. I was back and forth to Virginia and Atlanta at that time, and I paused that whole movement to take care of mine because I won him in court, and that was challenging. Because I started realizing it was cool. Hey, a man won his kid in court. But it started being challenging when I couldn't fly to Dallas and hang with Bebe now. It started being challenging when I couldn't go to the PV, the Grambling versus Fairview game because I didn't have no babysitter. I started sounding like a whole bitch over here. And I was like, man, this is, and I was angry for a while. And then one day I woke up and I was just staring at the ceiling and I just did a prayer and I was like, show me what I need to be doing, because waking up every day, almost about to go into depression mode, knowing that I have this child depending on me that I'm stuck with is how I looked at it. Because a single parent now, I'm going to parent teacher conferences on a regular basis. I'm cooking breakfast in the morning. It was challenging at first because I wasn't used to it. I wasn't used to it. And it was challenging. But once I got in the groove of it, man, it took about 1.5 years, man, before I just 100% accepted. Because I'm on the move, I had flights that I was turning down, meetings. I met Kevin Lyle. I mean, I was in there. I was in the mix. And I got witness, I got photos and emails. I missed all this stuff because I had to raise a child that couldn't be there. So, man, it was tough. So I see things a little bit different because I won mine with no help. And everybody was saying, why don't you put her on child support? For what? For what?
What is it
I ain't gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. I don't want nothing from her.
They're gonna give her more rights anyway. But on that note, I gotta go wash some bottles out.
Let's get out here. We supposed to get out here 30 minutes ago. Then Epiphany and Lonnie chimed in and kept us going. But it's been a pleasure speaking with everybody, especially Lonnie, Epiphany, Lotus. She was watching. Lotus was checking us out tonight. And we're gonna get Epiphany on here. She got some things going on. I be looking at her posts. She got a lot of things going on ahead of her. She can tell a story, but she ain't really telling. But we're gonna get on here though and talk. But yeah, next week is gonna be the hip hop, my hip hop show. I think I'm gonna do Ice Cube versus Scarface. That a lot of people mixed on that, and a lot of people mad because the South. Majority of my people on here are the South. They from the South, and they're gonna always ride with the South. Lil Wayne gonna be this and that. Scarface gonna be this and that. But I said Ice Cube has better music than Scarface, and that's just my opinion. I mean, I can name way more Ice Cube songs than I could Scarface songs. Then they say, well, what about the Ghetto Boys? We talking solos because Ice Cube came out with NWA. Scarface came out with the Ghetto Boys. So it's going to be a good one. And I'm going to post it probably Friday so you can see everybody comments. And then we're going to come with it next Wednesday night at the top of the hour. So instead of it starting at 7:30 Central, it'll be at 8 Central. And I'm going to dive in, So Scarface versus Ice Cube. So I think that's going to be an interesting one. They gave the battle to LL for last week because it was LL versus Kumo D. But even though some people was like Kumo D was sticking it to him, but the difference in that was Kumo D hit LL straight up. LL kind of went around to diss him. So, but that's that. And then the last Wednesday of the month is our therapist session. So I haven't heard from Chanel this week, but hopefully next week she'll send me her material and we can go ahead and get her going. But with that being said, we spoke on it. What how y'all say that, Austin?
It's being talked about, so we might as well speak on it.
Speak on it. So they're talking about it, so we might as well speak on it. And with that note, we out. We docking the ship to next week. Hip hop, we out. Peace.
Peace.
What you think, man?
I've been in the polyamory lifestyle. I can't even say lifestyle because it's not a lifestyle. It's a way of loving, not a way of living. I've been polyamorous for about 10 years now. Okay. And the mindset for me is mentally, I think I've been polyamorous longer than actually practicing it because I've always felt that this monogamy just doesn't fit for me. Right. I don't understand why I have to only love one person or why I can only show affection for one person. Where is this written? Why do I have to go along with what the societal standard supposedly is?
Right.
And then
the problem comes when you love somebody too much. When you let yourself love somebody too much,
and they don't love you the same.
It's not even matter whether they love you back or not. They can love you back, but it's still unhealthy to love somebody that much. Which I understand that ideology of that. Well, I can't have. I might as well. I've been there. I know that. But at the same time, you have to realize, what your culpability is in a relationship going, however it went. You start thinking about, well, damn, I did this, I did this, I did this, I did this. So, you can love somebody too much. And then see, this complicates things for us men because we already have a hard time forming those emotional attachments. You already told don't do this.
The missing link to that goes back to a time before we were even thought. Why doesn't my father have is that a protection for me?
Right.
Or is that the way he was raised? Or maybe somebody hugged him one day, a man hugged him. I'm not saying this is what happened, but I'm just saying we got
No, but there are things that could have happened that absolutely that caused him to be the way he is.
made him feel weird, needed.
Right.
So the things that we think are sometimes a rejection or a lack may have been a protection.
And most of the time they are like absolutely. So if we don't understand that, all we know is a rejection.
You see, like what I understand with my father,
men were going to jail, killing each other, and then now we got bisexual, then we got gays, now we got transgender. So with all of that going on, the purpose of that was removing the black man, the black male from the household. Okay? So with him not being in the household, she's getting the welfare, or she's out there in the workforce, forced to take care of herself, and if she have children, to take care of the children alone. Whether he's in jail, whether he's dead, whether he's bisexual, whether he's gay, whatever. The black male was removed from the home, and black woman was forced to provide for the children, for herself.
You're missing one other thing that removes black male from the home. That's white women. Because after a while, it was run on black men, white women. Yeah, white women. You know, at one point, black men, they just had to have a white woman. No matter what their social economical status was, white women was the way to go. And so that pulled a lot of black men out of the house.
Damn, I sure missed that. I mean, I know Rick James, you know, I know, you know, I mean, you hit it. I just didn't think of that as a major absence of the black man. So you
being a provider means so many things.
Right.
It means put you in a house. You know, it means I got your back. It means we're doing this together. It means I'm not gonna walk away when things get hard. You know, that's providing, right? I'm gonna provide emotional protection so that you can, you know, I'll be present for you when you don't feel like you can be there for yourself or whatever, you know. So there's so much more definition to the thing, right? And even on the flip side, looking at, you know, men with kids, right? I remember I did not want a man who had kids. And I was about 25 when I met my ex-husband.